welcome to the
I think
show.
at this point we've talked enough about politics.
Yeah,
let's jump into some other shit.
Yeah, can we do this real quick? I know you guys probably won't hear this. I'll have to add it in ultimately or some shit like that. But Dr. Dre and his wife Nicole. Woo! This divorce saga deserves an intro. Mike, please bless us with The Young and the Loveless. Oh my God. There's really no love lost between these two right now. Dr. Dre.
No, it's not, man. They've been going at it. And, I don't wish for the demise or downfall of anyone, but God damn it, if this is not a victory for men everywhere. So she was coming after him, wanted $1.5 million for clothes and shoes and tuition and all kinds of nonsense. $900,000 a month for entertainment and security. And the judge was like, go fuck yourself. Right. It ruled against her. She doesn't get the 1.5. She was looking for $5 million to pay her attorneys. She doesn't get that either. Here's why. Because Dre has been paying for everything since they split to the tune of $350,000 a month. He's been paying for everything.
Oh, man.
So the judge was like, no. He's already paying for security, but she didn't want his security. She wanted to fire his security and hire new security because he's controlling. Judge said, go fuck yourself.
Well, if this is a victory for men, just call me a man because I'm okay with this. I'm okay with this, judge. For shoes? Are you serious? Girl, bye. No, ma'am. I'm going to have to disagree with this one. That is an issue for me. Women who feel like they're going to use the courts to kind of manipulate this ex-guy, this guy that you dated and try to suck all your money in. First of all, if you're married to this rich guy, why you haven't established yourself under his wealth from your own perspective, I don't know. Because if I'm married to a rich man, give me some money so I can start my own foundation so I don't need your ass. That's first and foremost. I mean, don't give me no jewelry. Let me start my own such and such line. Let me start my own headphones. Whatever. Let me.
That's what J-Lo did.
My own shit.
J-Lo did that. Everybody she dated, she used their shit. When she was Diddy, with Diddy, I think she opened a restaurant and started a clothing line like he did. When she was with Mark Anthony, she reboosted her music career. I ain't mad at her.
No, J-Lo from the hood, like she's straight, like she's not far removed from the hood. She got on from the Bronx. Let's just be clear about that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
She know about that hustle. She know about the hustle gang.
No, that's not to say
3 blocks away from the hood still.
That's not to say Nicole Young ain't from the hood. I mean, I'm just reflecting on what we know about her from the NWA Straight Outta Compton movie. She met him at a party. So she was already looking for the come up, as it may seem. Mm-hmm. She just had a little longer game with it, had some kids with him, and stayed for, 20-something years? That's a long con.
Yeah, that's a long time.
Allegedly.
You're
right.
Allegedly.
Not allegedly. She has spent, with the lawyers, $250,000 so far trying to divorce Dre. Dre has spent $75,000.
Well, he's not denying the divorce. He's just, you can go. You just can't take my TV with you. What the fuck?
Right. Buy your own. Sorry.
I gave you some money so you can...
I'm sorry, what has she been doing for 20 years but she don't have her own? I'm confused, but somebody fill me in. Like, what has she been doing for 20 years?
I wish I could tell you.
I would have like 9 businesses by now. I'm sorry.
I mean,
every time that question has come up on this show, I've had this really awful joke pop into my head that I always stop myself from telling.
Well, it's the after show, and I've had some liquor. I'll allow it.
Please.
What has she been? Please. What has she been doing for 20 years? Sucking a lot of expensive dick.
Yeah, but apparently she ain't that good at it. Because if she was, he would go, "Hey, you can have whatever the fuck you want." She must not be that good at it.
You ought to give her whatever she wants. Her head game. You ought to give her head game whatever she wants.
Whatever you want. Now you got it. You know, I visited another planet the last time we did this. Listen, whatever you need, go ahead, take it. She ain't that good. She ain't got to that interplanetary level, apparently. Even though she's paying for it in the planetary phone service. But that game ain't good.
You start using spit. That's how you...
Oh, Lord. Natural lubricant.
We've just gotten some insight from... Yes, I'll leave that one alone. Thank you.
So now you know who's joining them. You know who's joining them. Luther Campbell.
Oh, yes. I read about that last week. Uncle Luke.
His wife, after 12 years, has said, nah, fuck it, I want a divorce. And he was blindsided by it.
Surprise.
Wow.
He was blindsided. I mean, he was like, I still love my wife. I want to be with my wife, but I can't make her stay. So she's packing up and getting out of there.
I think the whole finally got to
what's going on in this filming as well. I don't know what's going on in this filming as well. We drinking.
Yeah. Now, maybe you know, if I could speculate just a little bit, Luther Campbell has Uncle Luke, as we affectionately call him, has been a hero to us for a very long time. I mean, he won against the United States. You know, the parental advisory stickers. The parental advisory stickers that we see on music is largely because of his victory. And, you know, he got to be as nasty as he wanted to be.
And we was all about that life.
All about that. And now that's not to say that's what he really did in his real life. But whatever is going on, his wife is like, you know what?
He actually came out and said, before anybody asked him, he said, look, I did not cheat on my wife. I was not unfaithful to my wife. Like, he wanted to make that clear. He's in his 60s at this point. Like, really? Is he really still getting a bunch of broads?
Down for his wife?
And that's what
down for his wife.
That's my point. If there's entertainment, there's real life. And who knows what else was going on in their household, you know what I'm saying? Or what was going on in her head.
Fair enough.
Perhaps she got or I don't even know what, you know, she might be, if she's a younger woman or not, if she also is in her 60s, or is she a chick barely in her 30s that he, you know, scooped up. I don't know. I know nothing about it. I'm just speculating and kind of guessing. But, you know, relationships could be a bit tricky.
Right. And, especially when you got zeros behind your account.
There's other influence. They go, you know what? If I get rid of this motherfucker, I can get half.
Right.
Fuck it, I'm out.
Right. I'm tired of picking up his socks. There we go, right there.
I take half the money and none of the goddamn dirty draws. Anyway.
You pick up the socks and go, God damn, I'm tired of shit.
I need $150 million.
Half. Fuck you, Luther. Fuck you. Give me half. I'm an American woman now. I want half.
Speaking of
fuck
being
you,
fucked.
man. I'm as nasty as I want to be. Fuck you, Luther. Don't stop
T-Storm's auditioning for Coming to America 2. That's what it is.
Exactly.
Coming to Miami.
In this case, it's more like coming on Miami.
You could have waited till I was man.
Pause.
There's a joke right there.
Pause.
I just set myself up for it. I know.
Pause. Never once on Unpopular show have you had a woman admit to swallowing on the show. So thank you for that, Ayana. Please continue.
Speaking of swallowing, did you hear the Jaguar Wright Instagram rant about Diddy?
Yo.
Have you heard this, Ayana?
No.
My Lord.
All right. So for everybody that's not familiar with who Jaguar Wright is, she's a singer. I think she's out of Philadelphia. She put out an album. Her first album I thought was really dope. She put it out, and she has had dealings with a ton of people in the entertainment industry throughout her career. And she came out this year.
Starting with the roots.
Yeah. She came out guns a-blazing this year. I don't remember what she accused the Roots of, but she accused Common of trying to stick his dick in her mouth while she was sleeping.
Right.
Now,
No.
Yeah. So she went after Mary, and I don't remember what she went after Mary on, but she went after Mary J. Blige on some shit.
She alleged that Mary, and I'm not sure, I can't remember why she even said it, but she accused Mary of being a closeted lesbian, saying that her marriage to her ex-husband was a beard. He was her beard, basically, and that she was really a lesbian. And the reason that the marriage didn't work is because Mary is really a lesbian. Neither here nor there. Whatever. If that's Mary has, she hasn't commented on it. She's never, never exhibited that she was a lesbian or anything like that. Her husband is
wrong with that.
Nothing. Absolutely. If that were the case, I like lesbians.
And that would actually explain a lot for me, to be totally honest. But whatever.
But in any case, so after her, she going on live and making that statement, she claimed that some people from Diddy's camp did some unsavory things using photos and images of her son who passed away. And so she went on live and revealed, allegedly, that Diddy was closeted and did some suspect things, naming another person, Christopher Williams, saying, okay, so the story, and we could put the link up so you can hear it for yourself, but just truncating it just a little bit. There was a lawyer, a woman, black woman, that was working for Bad Boy at the time, that was supposed to be the head of legal for Bad Boy at the time, said, this is all third party now, that walked in allegedly on Christopher Williams performing fellatio on Diddy. She said what was so disturbing about it was they didn't stop. His office was open. She walked in and they didn't stop. And she, oh my God. And she leaves. And a couple of days later, Diddy addressed her about it. This is coming from Jaguar Wright, saying that the woman told her the story. So Diddy addressed her about it. It was like, so now what? You saw what? You want to tell? And she's like, I don't care what you do, whatever, that's what you do. But why would you leave your door open? And her alleged response, Diddy allegedly said, it's my building. I do what I want. If I can make a man suck my dick, I can make anybody do anything. Pause. By the way, I just had to put that. And, ultimately that woman, that attorney left Bad Boy and came to work for Jaguar Wright and set herself up and went on about. And she said that exchange was for like a single deal for Christopher Williams. That's how that was supposed to happen. Like he was working out a single deal, and this was part of the deal. I feel like
my whole face is like a what the fuck gift right now.
As are we all. So
what the fuck did I just hear?
Yeah.
That Christopher Williams is sucking dick for singles. I mean,
and Diddy was cool with it. Like, yeah, I did that. What? Now, I mean, admittedly, this ain't the first time we've heard of some suspect behavior about Diddy from, alleged behavior about Diddy. Wendy Williams at one point said some shit about him.
She sure did.
You know what I'm saying?
She sure did. She leveled some accusations at him.
Bunch. And I must also, include in this part of it that she left New York not long after that. She was on the radio at the time, and not long after that, she ended up leaving New York. But neither here nor there. Take what you want from that. But in any case,
I'm taking a lot from that.
Jaguar Wright's 2020 has been on some shit. She has the not give a fuck of the year.
Yeah, she did. She won 2020 on that shit.
Did she really? Because she need to get she need to get Megan Thee Stallion some of that for 2021, for real.
Oh man.
Oh boy. Megan Thee Stallion and Tory Lanez. So my man dropped an album. Like he hasn't come out and said flat out, I didn't shoot the bitch, right? He dropped an album and said it in several different songs. I didn't shoot the bitch.
Honestly, he should have just named the album that I didn't shoot the bitch. And then, then we'd be like, we probably pay more attention to it.
I didn't shoot you, bitch.
I didn't shoot that bitch. That's what and Tory Lanez. That's just Tory Lanez. That's the name of my album. I didn't shoot. Shit. What's the entanglement boy name? What's his name? He came out the song.
August Alsina.
August Alsina did entanglements. You go there. Go all the way there. I respect it so much more. I ain't shoot the bitch. And then you got a song. That's the lead single and the name of your album. Now Megan got to respond, and we keep it on vinyl. You know what I'm saying? He still gets supported in the end.
This is peak 2020 over this right now.
Absolutely. This is the way 2020 is going. That Biden and Trump should do like a rap beef album. Like that would be fucking
versus. They need a versus.
Fucking versus with Trump and Biden. It's not going to be simple. At the end of it, you have to throw hands.
But you know what? Real talk, I bet you Trump got some bars. I bet Trump got bars though.
Yeah, but he ain't got no rhythm, so that cancels out bars.
So neither one of them do. So it is what it is.
Would you want your grandfather in a rap battle? Like, would you watch that shit? Like, really? Pop in a rap battle?
No.
Not pop.
Pop in a rap battle. I'm gonna serve you, bitch. Got these bars, these hot bars for you, bitch. Yeah. So I'm sorry.
If you're not caught up on everything that's happening with this Meg Thee Stallion, Tory Lanez mess, it's a really good article on The Vulture that breaks everything down from what exactly happened, what was that alleged. But initially she said she cut her foot on some glass because she was scared the cops was going to kill everybody in the car if they found out it was a gun in the car. She later changed her story. His people did some shit or something, and that was when she went out on Instagram and was like, nigga, you shot me. He never said anything. He did get picked up by the cops, but he was never charged with shooting her. He was charged with having a gun, right? I think having a gun and discharging the gun or something like that. But so to date, and then people are talking about whether or not he's going to be deported. ICE has come out and said, we don't give a fuck about this shit, man. That ain't even on our radar. So no, he's not going to be deported as of right now. He has not been charged in shooting her. And what can be gleaned from his album is that he says he didn't shoot her, which begs the question, what the fuck happened? And he in one verse on this, in one song, he said, how you get shot in the foot and the bullet didn't hit no bones or tendons, which is a damn good question.
Okay. Let's see. Why you shoot at her, nigga?
He said he didn't. In the songs, he said he didn't.
Whatever.
The question is, why would she lie about it? Like, something happened to her feet. Okay, let's just acknowledge that. Something happened to her feet. All right. Now, if she's saying it's glass, bullet, I'm just trying to figure out what does she stand to gain from lying on some dude shooting her feet? Because that is the most ridiculous thing in the world. So, like the day before, I want to say somebody shot me in both my feet. That's the most fucking ridiculous thing in the world. Like, I would never want to admit to that unless it really happened. You know, shot the feet.
If I may, and insert. Again, we actually uncovered some footage of the incident. Mike, if you can insert it here. That was Tory Lanez and Meg Thee Stallion shot me in the pinky toe. She was fucking him up, and he was losing the fight.
Yeah,
we just officially got demonetized on this one, but that's okay.
Yeah.
Oh God. So you brought up August Alsina a minute ago.
Yeah.
So Willow Smith has finally spoken up about her mother's entanglement. Again, at the red table, here's what Willow had to say. I want to put it on the table. I'm so proud of you to be able to see you and Dad do that. For me, that was like, okay, that's the real deal. That's real love. She continued. Like when you be like, I'm with you, I'm going to stand by you, and I'm going to hold your hand because I love you. That's what we do. That's really important.
I just want to be a fly on the wall in that household for like 30 minutes to see what the fuck is really going on in that household. Like, really?
If I may offer,
I'm going to ask you guys. I'm going to ask you guys a perspective. Like, could you be in Will Smith's position, knowing that this guy just like completely broke your wife's back? Like, I just need to understand.
No.
As I was translation from Willow Smith translation. So I need to find a dude. Will Smith's translation. So I need to find a dude that don't care who I fuck. Bet. Thank you, Mom. That's all that means. That's all that means.
Yeah, but
you guys gotta get no matter what.
Guy who know that this teenager broke your wife's back. Like, you're always going to be that guy. No matter what you do later on in your career, you let this dude hit your wife.
Her mother, in the same episode, her mother called Jada's doing that show. So it showed so much courage.
Yeah, I have to speculate. I mean, Will loves his family. He loves his wife. But he's a Philly dude. So I think I can speculate on the mindset just a little bit. Bet you got one more time.
Please.
You know what I think happened? Real talk. I think Will probably, as soon as he heard about that shit, he probably went right to the bank, to his financial advisors, and said, if I leave this bitch, how much I lose? Right. And they told him, and he was like, so you saying I should just move that little nigga in and let him keep fucking her?
Right. You can take the East Wing.
You can have
a Monday through Wednesday, and I'll take a Thursday through Sunday.
Nah, I mean, going back to what we talked about it on this show here before. Again, I try not to, you don't get involved in grown folk business. That's their business. Whatever they had worked out, whatever happened is that's their business. But as the side dude, you violated, so you forfeit any support that you had coming to you. So nobody's talking about his album. Nobody's talking about his single. Nobody's going on tour, so you got no other income. Nobody's playing your records on the radio. Nobody's really playing your records on the internet. Nobody gives a fuck about you right now because you violated, and the cat that has the power to shut you down just shut you down. And I believe in a year or so, he'll be working at Exxon.
Oh, washing windows for tip.
Would that be regular? Would that be regular or fill up on regular? I got you. Cash or credit? Okay, thank you. I got you.
No beer until noon.
Right. Can I interest you in a Coca-Cola? I'm dropping too many names right now.
For every brand that we offended today, we are open to sponsorship opportunities. I mean, you could either pay us to talk favorably about your product, or you could just pay us to not talk about your shit at all. I mean, it's just we do take hush money.
Can I interest you in some? Can I interest you in some juju beads? No, you don't want any annihilators. I'm gonna keep going, Mike. Shut me up or something like that.
You are cutting off all of our financial opportunities for the future.
I guess because Annihilators is a multi-million-dollar corporation right now.
They've been around for decades.
Keep going.
Yeah. So all that to say, I don't see no future for young boy. You know what I mean? And it as it pertains to it. Now, if Mr. Smith is generous enough to go, you know what? I'll live. You know, let him live. Go ahead. Then we'll see something happen. Other than that, I would believe, even with all the woosah moments that we see Mr. Smith speak about, he's shut dude down. Yeah, hey, whatever come out, must that dude. We don't hear none of that. He think, you know, don't think for 1 minute that Will Smith is actually a soft dude. He ain't a street dude. But he ain't a soft dude. We watch him smack the shit out of somebody on camera. No. Remember the dude that tried to kiss him? And he smacked him.
I do.
He knew the camera was there. What you doing?
What's wrong with you, man?
What's wrong with you? And then he caught himself. So don't think Mr. Smith is a weak dude. He'll put hands on you. And don't think that he won't stop your money flow too. So I'm just saying all that to say, you know, sleep on it if you want. Okay, yeah, you smashed shorty. All right, you got that one. Now try paying for it next time.
Please try paying for it next time. That's awesome.
That's so awesome. I need that on a t-shirt.
Try paying for it next time. See how that work out for you.
Well, in the vein of paying for it, Cardi B is trying to make everybody pay for that WAP.
Yeah.
She just filed. She went to the trademark office and filed for trademark on WAP.
As she should.
My girl trying to put it on clothing, footwear, liquor, all that.
I drink some brown liquor called WAP.
Wait,
I drink
wet ass pussy liquor?
I drink it.
Wet ass pussy liquor.
I would drink it. Listen, and here's why. Because I ain't getting no other pussy otherwise. How about that? I drink it.
What the hell is that turned into?
Ladies and gentlemen, we just returned to the pussy joke. That's what pussy joke 9 at this point, I think.
There you go. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, I'm a married man. I'm not getting no other pussy. If I could drink it, my wife would be cool with it. How about that?
If you just drank the wet pussy?
I'm just saying, if it came in a bottle.
Are you sure about that? You sure she's okay when you're drinking the wet ass pussy?
As long as it's not a bitch attached to it that she can slap, I mean, yeah, go for it. Go for it.
I'm going to call your wife. I'm going to call your wife right now. I don't think she'll be okay.
Y'all motherfuckers wild.
With some store-brand wet-ass pussy.
Oh,
some mass-produced wet-ass pussy. Okay.
I mean, shit, hey, listen, you can't blame Shorty. And I applaud her. I mean, shit, if if anybody else would have done it before,
right.
Who would have been the one to do it?
Well, I mean, she paid homage to Uncle Luke, so I ain't mad at her about that. I personally don't like the song because I didn't like the song, but I ain't mad at her about it. You know what? Whatever. Take it back.
From a business
from
a business standpoint, from a technical standpoint, she kind of has to. Right? If she wants to protect that brand, she's got to trademark every aspect of it because somebody else will come in and trademark it and run with it. So maybe she'll release WAP sweatshirts and liquor or whatever, but I personally think it's more of a preemptive measure to keep somebody else from doing it and to secure her brand.
You know, I get it. And I'll applaud it.
So, question, Mike, what did Cardi's attorney say to her when she went to a divorce offset? I mean, what was that conversation like? Just out of curiosity.
Your WAP wasn't good enough, bitch.
Damn. No. I have to disagree.
That was the conversation.
I have to disagree. I think the conversation might have been more like, this WAP too good for you and move on. That, you know, from Cardi's perspective, like, because, you know.
Well, it was really more like, dude, you getting too much side WAP. You need to cut that out. Because it was heavily rumored that he was fucking everything.
Right. He likes all the WAP.
Hell, he even likes some DAP.
DAP?
Dry ass pussy.
No! Give me your mic, sir.
I will never say give me some DAP again. That is
right. Ever.
Give me some DAP. You never say DAP ever again anymore. Ladies and gentlemen, thank Mr. Smith, Mike Swift, for enlightening you on what you're saying when you ask for DAP. Just thank him for that. And remember that if you use that term, just remember, you know what you're asking for now. There you go.
Right. You will forever turn that word into something else.
Let's roll through these birthdays and close down. We've been rolling for 2 hours.
Okay, real quick, before you start birthdays, real quick, I have a very special birthday that happens to be on the day that we're recording this on. Today is October 3rd, right? We're on the 3rd, right?
3rd.
Dog year, so I never know. October 3rd. Yep. Today is the birthday of a family member of ours, me and Mike Swift. Princess Ivory. I called her early in the morning to wish her a happy birthday. Today was her birthday. Happy birthday, sister. Love you. And,
continue
to prosper. Also before you started, this week passed legendary DJ Marley Marl birthday was this week as well. So happy birthday, Marley. Yeah. Just for all stars.
Happy birthday, Ivory. Man, I got to take a quick second to... Ivory was probably one of the most influential people on my radio career. Mm-hmm. Ivory gave me opportunities to be on air when the PD didn't want me on air. Ivory would pay me to come in and help her on her midday show. Ivory would say, come to the club and just be at the club with me, and she'd break me off. I cannot overstate how wonderful of a human being she is and how much she did for me in my career. And happy birthday, Ivory, and many, many more.
Yeah. Ivory, Ivory's, from New York as well. So we have a deep family connection. So when I came to Atlanta, again, Chuck Chillout was the one that let me know, yo, Princess Ivory's down there. You know what I'm saying? Or did we meet? And then I found out the connection between her and Chuck and Bugsy and everybody and all that. But in any case, My first day on the air, first time on the air in Atlanta was with Princess Ivory on New Year's. What year was that? 96, I believe. New Year's 96. So, and we've been connected ever since all these years. So 20 plus years or so. Ivory's been a person that's close to my heart. Family for real. I love her, the entire family, husband Stan. What up, Stan?
Yeah.
And just happy birthday, girl. You know what it is. So I had to take a moment.
Dope.
I want to shout out like that, Nikki, on my birthday. Just put that out there.
My shout out to you on your birthday is more like, that bitch caused me so many problems. This motherfucker, loud mouth.
Your birthday is when? Because it's in winter months, right? When's
my
your birthday?
Is actually the day before. My birthday is actually the day before your loud mouth partners.
Shit. Okay.
Yep.
So 1 year, I told this real quick story. 1 year back in Brooklyn, Ayana hit me up. Was like, yo, I'm celebrating my birthday. It was a spot, it was a bar down the block from me that I used to go to all the time, called the Voodoo Bar in Brooklyn. And I was like, all right, cool. Me and my wife, we both went and hung out, whatever. And it was I enjoyed the spot already. And we were there early before DJ got started. And then the DJ was setting up and was, playing music and shit. And if you know me, you know I'm actually a DJ, and I could not stand to see what he was doing to the turntables. So I walked over and go, hey,
it was awful.
Can I mind if I jump on real quick? He said, I don't know if I can let you on, or you have to talk to the owner. All right, cool. I'll talk to him. What's his name? Where's he at? Oh, we're there. Okay, cool. Hey man, listen, I live right up the block. I'm a DJ. I'm gonna come. Can I come in? He said, sure, cool. So I walked up the block to my house, grabbed my Serato, my vinyl, and came back, set up, and took over. And I watched in a matter of, I don't know how long I was on, maybe an hour and a half, whatever the case. The
dance was packed.
Packed. And somebody came to me and was like, yo, we've never been this packed before. Because people come, they stay for a second, and they leave.
Right.
This time people came, stayed, and more people came and stayed. And before I knew it, I looked out and I have a picture. All you see is the tops of heads in the Voodoo Bar.
Bobby.
This
is a true story. True story. I mean, like, within 20 minutes, the dance floor was packed. It was like, who the hell is this bum DJ? He's throwing this guy there 20 minutes later, and it was like, we got a DJ now. Oh,
right.
Okay.
So that was for Ayana's birthday, but one year. And that picture still comes up on my timeline from time to time. But to get back to my
right. This is actually the first time I met your amazing wife, who I adore to death.
Yes.
Guys, I love you so much for having me on, but I really have to run. I have to get my Saturday started. I need to eat a lot of food right now. You know me, Mike.
I do. She'll eat you out of house and home if you let her.
Yeah. Ayana, thank you for hanging out with us. Thank you for the political.
The food is good.
Thank you for the political insight. Thank you for, thank you for hanging with us. Appreciate you, man.
Absolutely. Anytime. I'd love to come back and talk again. So if you guys want to bring me back after the election so I can kind of rub it in your little Russian bot face that you lost. Y'all lost.
God willing, that happens.
Right. Now, if Biden loses, I don't want to come back. I just want to drink about it for a year.
No. If he loses, I'll be doing the show from Jamaica. Just to kind of.
I'll be next to you. That's real stuff. You guys have a beautiful Saturday. I really appreciate you bringing me out.
Thank you.
Thanks for hanging with us, homie.
Take care.
Peace.
Bye.
All right, so continuing on our birthday mission.
Yeah. So over the weekend, Cindy from In Vogue turned 59. Sean Stockman from Boys Men, 48. Mm-hmm. Christina Milian, 9 years old. I did not know she was that old. I thought she was younger. 39.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I thought she was younger. Olivia Newton-John.
She was.
72.
Now she's not. That's not.
When I was at one of the best concerts I ever went to was an Olivia Newton-John concert at a spot here in Atlanta called Chastain.
Okay.
And it was her and the Atlanta Symphony Orchestra. So she had a regular band and then the orchestra on the other side. Dude, that shit was amazing. Wow. I was like, damn.
Wow.
Goddamn Olivia Newton-John.
Olivia Newton-John, okay. All right. Olivia Newton-John, okay.
Serena Williams turned 39. She just bowed out of the one of the opens. She hurt her Achilles or something like that, and she was like, fuck it.
I've won enough. I ain't got shit to prove. Y'all can have it.
Right. Y'all bitches can't hold my tennis skirt.
Right.
Lil Wayne is officially old enough to now be called Big Wayne. He's 38.
Old Wayne on this motherfucker, right? Old
Wayne is his career.
Right. Damn.
The whitest black man in America, Brian Gumble, turned 72.
Disrespect. Mr. Gumble, I don't feel that you're the whitest black man. I think you're very necessary. Thank you for your service.
No, I think he's necessary too. I kid, I joke. But for a long time, he was like the example of a sellout. Like Terry Crews took his crown, I think.
We can't. No. We can't put Terry Crews and Brian Gumble in the same category. No way. No. That's like Flavor Flav and Obama being. No, it's not the same. It's not the same. Or refuse to disrespect.
Fair enough. I concede the point. You are right, sir. You are right. Andrew Dice Clay turned 63. Russell Peters turned 50. Have you ever seen Russell Peters do stand-up?
I have. He's a funny motherfucker.
Dude is hilarious.
Yeah.
He is funny. One of I think the real significant things about that cat, and for everybody watching, if Russell Peters is a stand-up comedian, I think he is of Indian descent.
And a real DJ also, by the way.
Yes, he is a legit DJ. And he is super funny, but he was one of the, I don't want to say one of the first, I think Dane Cook was probably the first guy to use the internet as a comedian to just blow the hell up. Mm-hmm. But Russell Peters really kind of built his following and his fan base with the internet.
Yeah.
And is killing it. He's the funniest, richest comedian you've never heard of. Right? Because he just hadn't hit mainstream that way, like a Dave Chappelle or
he'll
Chris
sell
Rock.
out the Garden. You know what I'm saying? He'll sell out the Garden easily.
Exactly.
And has, you know what I'm saying? Same as Dane Cook. Dane Cook, I'm a fan of, but going back and watching some of his old stand-ups, I'm wondering, why did I like this dude? why did I like Dane Cook?
Dane Cook does a bit that I think is probably one of the funniest comedy bits I've ever heard in my life. Mm-hmm. And I invite everybody to look it up on YouTube because I'm not going to butcher the joke. Okay. But the bit is somebody shit on the coats.
Okay. That's the premise.
That's the premise.
Okay.
It has got to be the funniest shit I have ever heard in my life. He did somebody shit on the coats, and then no, that's Jim Jeffries. Jim Jeffries does the God drunk at a party.
Okay.
Which is also one of the funniest bits I've ever heard.
Dane Cook did a bit about about movie trailers that I use in production for some shit. Like he actually performed like, you know, movie trailers. This is what it sounds, you know, that, and I won't butcher the joke either, but yeah, I like Dan Cook. I really do. I just can't remember very many of his bits right now. You know what I mean? But I do remember it. I enjoyed it at one point.
So that's everybody's homework. Look up Russell Peters, who had a birthday, and then, you know,
for shits and giggles, look up Dan Cook.
To Dan Cook, and if you're feeling kind of randy, go look up Jim Jeffries too. I think he's funny. Devontae Swing. Yeah, they're all non-blacks. I tend to like the dry humor of the alcoholic tortured white boy. Right? Like those sad comics like Louis C.K.
Loves Louis C.K.
What is his Doug Stanhope? I fucking love Doug Stanhope.
I'm not familiar with him. I gotta go look him up.
Oh, okay. Look him up. He's a goddamn drunk, and that's his shtick. He goes on stage absolutely wasted. He drinks a lot and he smokes a lot, and he does this bit. Okay, look up Stanhope, Why I Know God Exists.
Okay.
And I'm not gonna butcher that bit either, but it's goddamn hilarious. Okay. So it's something about that sadness in the comedy that I just find funny.
Honestly, that's the funniest dudes, the funniest cats, you know, are the most tortured souls. You know what I mean? You go back and look at, you know, Richard Pryor. Richard Pryor, he burnt himself.
Yeah.
He was a drug addict and set himself on fire. Yeah. Came back and talked about it. And I remember distinctly, like, because the shit he talked. I mean, and first of all, that's tragic in itself. If you ever seen the movie, go look up the movie JoJo Dancer. Your Life Is Calling. That movie is kind of a biography about Richard Pryor, but it's about a comedian named JoJo Dancer. It illustrates some of the things he dealt with growing up. But I remember, I forget which stand-up special it was. But listening to it on the album where he talked about in the very beginning, in the very opening, he's like, all right, listen, so I've already peeped out all the exits because I ain't, I ain't burning up, again for nobody. I'll eat, quote, I'll eat through a motherfucking asshole and be outside laughing with the firemen. Firemen are, damn this thing. 20 people in there with the assholes eating out. You know anything about that, mister? Nope. That's a quote. I remember it distinctly. So in any case, all that to say, it's the tortured souls are, that's part of comedy. Pain plus time equals comedy.
Yeah. Yeah. Did we mention Young Jeezy? Young Jeezy turned 43 last week.
Right. No, we didn't.
I never got it. Right. No. Like everybody loved Jeezy, and I was like, he's all right.
I dug him. I got it. I remember his very first album, Snowman. What was it called? Snowman? No. What was it? I can't remember. Something 101. Whatever it was. Thug Motivation 101. His first album, I remember. And I remember going to the first the album release party that happened. One of them happened to be at Magic City. I remember being there, hanging out. Matter of fact, I was there with Lil Fate. What up, Fate? We were all in there and walking through the sea of ones in Magic City. He has several album release parties.
One stuck to the bottom of.
and you would look crazy if you bent down to pick something up. I was broke at the time, and I was tempted. I didn't do it. Like, it's not going to happen today.
How you gonna steal from strippers?
Because they got it, but you whatever. You in here, don't pick up the ones. That's for them. Don't do that. There's been dudes that's been caught and they got themselves ejected out the strip club.
That's terrible. That's just a bad look.
Have you any self-dignity, sir?
Said to a man standing in a strip club where women are naked, shaking their ass in hopes that you will give them a $1 bill. Have you no dignity, sir?
Have you no dignity?
Does anyone in here have dignity? I think the dignity is in the parking lot.
Might be in the chicken wings. There's the dignity in the chicken wings? I don't know.
Cece Houston, Whitney Houston's mother, turned 87.
Yeah, man.
Patrice Rushen turned 66. I absolutely love Patrice Rushen.
Mm-hmm.
Devontae Swing from Jodeci turned 51.
Yeah.
T-Pain turned 35. Now, I didn't know T-Pain was that young.
Yeah, no, he wasn't elderly. You know, he's kind of midway.
Right.
But it's a cat that, I've seen some of his Instagram and his social media posts. He is very transparent about a lot of shit. You know what I mean? I remember before pandemic time, maybe last year, sometime in 2019, he was planning a tour and he canceled the tour. And he spoke very candidly on his social media platform where he said people did not want him to be honest about what was happening with the tour. But he was like, look, it's on me. Tickets were not selling. And it's on me. We did this tour, and we were expecting this sort of turnout, and it wasn't happening. So I took it upon myself to say, nope, we're not going to move forward with this because I didn't devote the time to make the different things happen with this tour to make it a successful tour. So, and they don't want me to say that it wasn't selling, but fuck that. I'm going to be honest with you because that's who I am. The tour wasn't selling, and that's why we're canceling. Matter of fact, most people that cancel their tours is because tickets weren't selling. They'll tell you all types of shit like, oh, I want to spend more time with family. But really, it's because tickets weren't selling. I remember that distinctly. Like, you put it all out there, like, you know what I'm saying? And he wasn't there. So
you gotta respect that, though.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's nothing but respect for that.
Absolutely.
That's dope.
So, T-Pain, happy birthday. Word.
Former President Jimmy Carter, 96, and still building houses with Habitat for Humanity, bro. He's still doing it.
He's going to be 126. It'll be 26 again.
Dude, God bless him. Right. He was sick last year. I think he got sick and had to be hospitalized a couple of times last year, but he seemed to have bounced back.
Okay.
Journey Smollett Bell. It's Juicy sister.
I like Journey. I really do.
Journey's a goddamn hottie. Have you ever seen?
Oh yeah, she is absolutely gorgeous. I really like Journey. She is by herself carrying the Smollett name because her brother did not do them any justice.
She was in this show that came out in 2016. I think they did 2 seasons of it. It was called Underground. Have you seen it?
No, I'm not familiar.
It's goddamn good. It's about slaves trying to escape from their plantations, slave masters and stuff.
Okay.
It's goddamn good. At first I was like, I'm the dude. It took me 2 years to get to the point where I could watch 12 Years as a Slave. right? Like I just and the Django Unchained, like depictions of African American slave trade, African Americans in slavery in the U.S. or whatever. I can't, right? Like it's just hard for me to watch. But I said, let me give this a try. It's goddamn good. I was upset because I started watching it after it had been canceled. I was upset that they canceled it and didn't do another season. I had like started Googling and everything, but I think it was, I can't remember the reason they canceled it. I'm not even going to try to remember and speculate, but it's a really good show. It handles that situation very well, very realistic. But they still do a good job of instilling like some kind of hope. Is a great show, and she was very good in it.
I mean, I also plug in that she was one of the cast members on a DC movie. Why can't I remember her name? The Joker's girlfriend. What's her name?
Harley Quinn.
Harley Quinn. She's in the Harley Quinn film, solo film.
Birds of Prey, Harley Quinn, and her something the other.
Birds of Prey. Yeah, Birds of Prey. Yeah, her performance in that was actually dope. I didn't really. My wife loved the movie. I wasn't. I
didn't hate the movie, but I didn't love it.
Ditto.
Rosie looked good, and I was like, look
Rosie
at
Perez.
Rosie.
Yeah, Rosie Perez. What up, Rosie? How you doing, sister? Good to see you. I mean, really, good to see you.
Oh, crap. My favorite actress in the world, Brie Larson, turned 31.
Oh, Brie Larson. Okay,
Sarcasm.
I like Brie. Oh, you're fucking with me. Okay. I like Brie Larson. Yeah. What's wrong with Brie Larson?
I just don't think she's that good of an actress. And I really hated her in Captain Marvel. Like,
really?
I hated everything about that Captain Marvel. Everything. No, really? There was one thing I liked about it.
What was
that?
The
post-credit scene where Captain Marvel wasn't in it.
Listen, I love everything Marvel at this point. In comparison to DC, that shit the bed on every movie so far.
The Wonder Woman movie wasn't bad. I like the Wonder Woman movie.
Okay.
And the Aquaman was okay. I mean, yeah.
They were okay. I think all of the DC movies thus far, aside from the the original Superman movies with Christopher Reeves, DC has not told the stories well at all.
What about the one that everybody holds up as the shining example of a great superhero movie, the Christian Bale Batman? Those three movies.
Those three were good. But
I liked the first one a lot. The other two, I was just kind of like, okay. They were entertaining.
I mean, they take a darker tone than, what we're used to. I mean, what we've seen with Marvel. Marvel's a little more lighthearted, except for Endgame and Infinity Stone. Those two movies weren't as dark. Were darker than the rest of the other, the Marvel films. But DC at this point, no.
If you dig dark tone and you haven't seen this already, and if it's still up, check out the Daredevil series on Netflix.
I barely got through season 1. I tapped out. I enjoyed what I saw. Daredevil was one of my favorite comics. Daredevil and Spider-Man, favorite comics when I was a kid. So I was a little, I won't say disappointed. I just couldn't follow it along. The comic, the show that I did watch, both series, was what's the black dude? Luke Cage. Luke Cage. I enjoyed Luke Cage, and I enjoyed Luke Cage because it made New York a character in the show. You know what I'm saying? So it was. I enjoyed it. I mean, there was a reference to the Suttons. If you don't know, if you're not from New York, you don't. The Suttons are it's a family that owned the company called Inner City Broadcasting that owned one of the biggest and only black radio stations in New York City, WBLS. There's a reference for the Suttons in those films that I caught, and I'm saying that I enjoyed it. So in any case, all that to say, Luke Cage I enjoyed. You know what I mean? So
Daredevil, I think the best thing about it was the guy who played Wilson Fisk, who played Kingpin. I think he did a fantastic job at that character. But Luke Cage, the music in Luke Cage was amazing. Yeah. And I think, and I'm trying to remember this right because I haven't gone back to it in a while. Each episode was named after a Gang Starr record.
Yes.
If you go back and you watch the episodes, their lyrics are put into the dialogue of the characters.
Season one, I think it was Gang Starr
in season 1, and season 2.
Nice and smooth.
It was. Yes, it was Nice and Smooth.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That shit was super creative. But what I got up to grab was my copy of the soundtrack on vinyl.
Oh shit.
Limited edition from the Luke Cage. Still in plastic, never opened. It was done by Adrian Young and Ali Shaheed Muhammad.
Okay. Oh, Ali Shaheed Muhammad from Tribe Called Quest. DJ from Tribe Called Quest. Shout out to a family friend, my friend Natasha. Her son, Ramusa, is in Luke Cage series as well. He makes an appearance in the film.
Oh, wow. Okay.
He plays young Luke Cage in season 1. Yeah. So
that's dope.
Yeah.
Birthdays, let's round them out and get out of here. Sting turned 69. Freddie Jackson turned 64. Latasha Scott from Escape turned 47. And then the late Groucho Marx and Bud Abbott from Abbott and Costello. They would have had birthdays last week. Yeah, both of those dudes were born in the 1800s and died in the 70s.
Wow.
Right.
Let me say, as a kid, I watched their films. And it was well past my generation. It was well before my generation, I should say. But Abbott and Costello, I used to love watching Abbott and Costello. In fact, I turned my kids and my wife on to Who's on First, what's on second? I don't know what's on third. Like, if you watch the other thing, and they've done several classic bit. They've done several renditions of it, throughout time on TV or well. And for Groucho Marx, I'm not as familiar with the Marx Brothers. I'm not as familiar. I'm vaguely familiar of watching seeing the ground, but I do catch some of the references in Animaniacs. They incorporated a likeness of the Marx Brothers in the cartoon, in the Spielberg cartoon or Warner Brothers cartoon of Animaniacs. So, yeah.
Yeah.
We've talked a lot about politics today.
That was a long ass. Yeah. Well, I hope everybody got something out of it, right? I mean, I know we kind of went down some rabbit holes and different things, but I hope walking away from that, you have a better sense of what the Democratic Party is about, what Joe Biden and Kamala Harris is, what they are planning to do when they take office. Because again, what you get from popular media right now is just a lot of he sucks, and that's cool. But I want you to understand what you're voting for when you cast your ballot and start to get out of the habit of just blindly giving your vote away. And I mean, I know that doesn't happen overnight. It happens over time, but I would love to be the catalyst of that type of change. So now we have to get somebody that's can do Republicans for Dummies.
I mean, we can. I mean, okay. Well, I would say we can, but we are not obligated to do so. I just want to be clear. Just want to be clear. I just think it's fair. Watching. Oh, you got to give equal time. Fuck y'all. No, you don't.
Look, I think it's fair, and I think if they truly have nothing redemptive to say, it won't change anybody's mind. It'll only solidify their position and say, yeah, I heard that motherfucker talk and fuck the Republicans even more. Right. So. Okay.
Who do you have in mind?
I have an idea.
What do you have in mind?
I don't even know if he aligns himself as a Republican, but my Sifu, or at least one of my Sifus, he is extremely well read, extremely knowledgeable about the history of the Republican and the Democratic Party, and what they were initially, how they evolved, and all of that stuff. So I was going to reach out to him and see if he would spend an hour with us. The only problem is he's teaching class at this time on Saturday, so we would have to adjust when we take.
That's not a problem. I'm curious to hear what he has to say, and I'm always interested in hearing, perspective from Black Republicans at this point. I mean, people that actually have sense, though. You can't be like crazy. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm curious to hear like realistic, grounded information and you know what I mean? Like,
he is 100% that, right? He is actually one of the most intelligent people that I know, and he is definitely the most well-read person that I know. Like, there's no book out there like Rich Dad, Poor Dad, ISIS Papers, all that kind of stuff. You can't name a book that he hasn't read and that he doesn't own.
Okay.
Like, he owns all those books. He keeps them. He goes back to them. So he's super well read, just from a knowledgeable standpoint.
Okay. Because I mean, in our intro, it mentions Candace Owens. There's a reference from Dave Chappelle talking about Candace Owens. She's not the one that I would want to talk to about this type of stuff, because she, it's very murky, to say the least. You know what I'm saying? Her perspective, people like her, that type of perspective is kind of murky. You know what I'm saying?
She's too much. Like, I think there's some real information that Candace Owens has, but she's a bit too much of a champion for the Republican Party for me to like. I want to get through the champion part and get to the information part. Right. Same thing on the Democratic side. Right. It's like, tell me about your information. Don't tell me why the other team sucks. And she does a whole lot of that well, the Democrats suck because of this. And I'm like, that's wonderful. But tell me why the Republicans don't suck, because where I sit, they all suck. Right. Yeah. But any given cycle, one may suck more than the other or whatever. But I think Sifu will be able to provide decent information. And I'm only calling him Sifu because I'm not sure he'll participate. So I don't want to put his name out there if he doesn't want to participate. But if he agrees, then I'll put his name out there.
Okay. Cool. Folks, thanks for listening. Thanks for watching at this point, because this portion of it, you won't see on our audio version of the podcast. This is exclusive. This is exclusive content that you only get on Unpopin.com or our YouTube channel. So make sure that you subscribe, like, and hit the notification bell so you get notified when we drop content, and you have an opportunity to make some cash. So sign up Follow us on all socials, unpopinshow.com. I'm sorry, Unpopin Show, at Unpopin Show. That's on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. And our website, unpopin.com. And again, make sure you subscribe on YouTube for a chance to win some cash. Right?
You said it better myself.
And I'm tipsy when I said it. God damn it. Hey, folks, thanks for watching. Peace, y'all.
Thanks for checking out the Unpopular Opinion Show. If you like this content, make sure you like, subscribe, and smash the notification button down below so you can keep getting more from T-Storm and myself.
Yeah. More jokes coming on. No, they beep. Damn it. Okay, fine.